Okay. Come to Talladega Superspeedway and you think about Dale Earnhardt Jr. At least I know I do.
Oh, all right.
Just being honest, Dale. Dale's driving the number 88 Mountain Dew Xbox One Chevrolet this weekend for Hendrick Motorsports, and that's a cool paint scheme you got out there. Maybe talk about that a little bit, Dale, and then talk about coming to a place you've won 5 times in the Sprint Cup Series, and certainly no kidding aside, when you do come here, this is gotta be a special place for you.
Yeah, that's true. The car looks great. Really excited to be paired up with Xbox One. Got to thank Diet Mountain Dew for being innovative on the marketing side. I'm a big fan of Xbox. Got several actually, strolling around in the house and in the bus, and so I'm it's a good fit, and hopefully with this promotion that Diet Mountain Dew has, they're going to auction off a lot of these Xbox Ones right here, like this one designed here on the table. I think that'll be pretty successful, obviously, regardless of our participation, because Xbox is such a huge brand, and with the release of the new console, pandemonium is going to set in for a little while. But I know I'll be on the list somewhere trying to get one. But this racetrack's really a special racetrack just in general to the sport. I think that the history of this place, just how it was conceived, and the unique circumstances of that first race, and how the drivers, many felt it was unsafe or what have you, and how the track eventually turned into one of the most impressive and unique concerning speed, and how the style of racing that you have here is so unique. It's just amazing, what this place has been able to deliver year after year, and I do enjoy coming here. And I remember this was one of my favorites as a kid when I was young. Out of all the tracks that I had the chance to go to, this was definitely one of my favorites to come to. Milling around in the garage during the race, and just how big the place was, and the cars looked different because of the super speedway bodies, and it was just a really fun experience for me. And this was actually the first racetrack that I drove on, aside from Myrtle Beach. I was racing at Myrtle Beach, and I wasn't even racing Myrtle Beach. I was racing street stocks at Concord, and they were testing the I think they were testing the V8. They were going from V6s to V8s in the Nationwide Series, and they were testing. Dad was down here driving it, and Dave Marcus was out here driving Dad's car, and Dad called me at the dealership. I was changing oil, and told me to get my helmet and my suit and be at the airport the next morning, not ask any questions or tell anybody where I was going. And I didn't know where. I knew I was going to Talladega, but I didn't know why. I assumed I was going to drive a race car somewhere. But we got here, and he told me to get my stuff on and get in the car and go out and run and hold it wide open, that it was going to stick. But and I remember going down the back straightaway in that car wondering if it was really going to stick when I got in that corner, because it just didn't seem like it was possible. But this is a real special place. My dad won a lot of races here, and I've had the fortune of being able to get to victory lane several times. And I think this place will just continue to deliver year after year, long after I'm gone. And it's just such an impressive track, and I really enjoy being here.
Thank you, Dale. We'll take questions now. We'll start with Holly. We'll go to Jeff Hood, and then Jeff Gluck, and then David and Alan. Go ahead, Holly Kane.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. All joking aside, but Kerry said, we have to think of you when you come here. You are the sport's most popular driver, but do you get the extra love that you get here at Talladega? and do you still get a kick out of that? Because, I mean, it really is unlike anywhere else. And
Yeah, I think that we were winning so many races there in a short period of time, from '01 to '04, and you know, when we weren't winning, we were running second or third, and always in the middle of the race for the lead. And I think maybe our personality is a good match for this area. I have had a lot of friends down in this area and spent a lot of time down here hunting, and for whatever reason, it's just been a real comfortable area for me to be in. You know, you travel all over the country racing in all the different parts of the country, and some places you feel almost like you're at home, and this is one of them. So, I think that Dad really started all that with the success he had here, and we came in. I came in, and our DEI team came in and just kind of inherited already a pretty loyal fan base. This sport's got the most loyal fans as it is already, and so we sort of adopted a lot of people, and we were able to go out and win, and that endeared them for some time now. And yeah, I think it makes it fun to come here knowing you got a lot of people excited to see you run. And as soon as the race starts, I mean, when you're standing on the line out there before you even get in the car, the first thing you're thinking about is how fast you can get to the lead, because you know a lot of people want to see you leading the race, and they come here to cheer that specific moment and hopefully see you go to victory lane, and you just want to produce as soon as you can.
Let's go to Jeff Hood and then Jeff Gluck, please.
Hey, Dale. Jeff Hood of RacingToday.com. My question is very similar to Holly's. And can you talk about when you're going around here and when you take the lead, can you actually hear the fans? Because they get pretty loud here when you take the lead. And does that give you adrenaline? Does it give you a rush when you know they're cheering for you? Or is it just where you have to block it out and just know you have a task at hand?
No, you don't block it out. I think you enjoy that, you know, just as much. Because you know that's, you know, if you got one fan or you got thousands of fans, you know that when you put the car on the, in first place, that they're happy. And I think you enjoy that as much as the fan enjoys it. You're happy to be in first, obviously, but when you see the reaction that other people get from it, yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. It's a really good feeling. Sometimes you swear you can hear them, but most times you can't. But you can definitely see it. You can definitely see after lap after lap after lap after lap of going down by that grandstand and seeing them sitting down. When you come by and they're standing up, it's obvious, and they're you see the arms in the air and all that stuff. So yeah.
Okay, let's go to Jeff Gluck, David, and Alan.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. I'm just wondering, I know you play a lot of Madden, but what are some of your other games that you're playing right now on Xbox, and what's your favorite Xbox game ever?
Man, Madden's pretty good. Madden would probably be up in the top list. I like college football. We play a lot of Grand Theft Auto and Tiger Woods golf. Played a lot of that. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, I was on the Xbox this morning before we got on the plane, just trying to do some things in my Madden League. But always trying to improve the team.
There you go.
I'm the Redskins. I wouldn't play if I couldn't be the Redskins. That sounds bad, but yeah. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah. Let's go with David Caravello, Alan, and then Claire B.
David Caravello, NASCAR.com. Matt was just in here talking about how you have to embrace this place as an opportunity and not get caught up in all the stuff that could happen. Knowing him and knowing this joint, I mean, is that kind of mindset essential to doing well here?
I think so. As much as I feel like a lot of things are out of your control, so you start the race thinking, I got no control over what's going to happen. I'm just going to do this, or I'm just going to do that. I'm either going to lay back, or you make up your mind probably, hours before the race. I'm going to run hard every lap, or I'm going to take it easy. This is what I'm going to do. And you still, even after you got this plan that you've talked about and thought about, and maybe you spent time with your crew chief and your team, and maybe you spent a week on it. Who knows? You still feel as helpless as a guy with no plan at all. But just because it's so many things are out of your hand. But I think you can psych yourself out, and you can definitely anticipate negative results and negative things happening so much that you almost guarantee that as your fate. I think if you think positively, man, this is going to work, I'm going to make the right choices when things aren't quite working right, I'm going to keep striving and keep pushing, and I'm going to make this a good result, I'm going to get something out of this today. Typically it works out. Typically that attitude is going to prevail over, man, this ain't going to work, every time I come here, I'm going to wreck. Every time I come here, I'm going to have trouble. I can't figure it out. But why even try? That attitude never works. But not that I think any, drivers are that extreme about it. But you definitely, when you have so little in control, like when you're driving at other racetracks, man, you're driving the car. You're in control of, getting the car better, and you're in control of a lot more. Where here, you're at the mercy of the draft and what line you're in. A move you made, a choice to change lines a couple laps ago might have you just going backwards with no option to get out. You're trapped in that box, trapped by the cars around you to sort of ride that decision out for a few more laps. That's kind of frustrating. But you have to stay positive. I think to not end up in that crash, or not end up having a terrible result because you make all these terrible choices. You have to stay positive and keep pushing and get really try to stay positive. I mean, it's just something you'll make 5 bad decisions, but that one right decision you make might be the one that gets you where David Reagan ended up, right? So I mean, just like that, he wins the race. So you just got to keep plugging away, and you're going to make a lot of bad decisions. You just got to get ready for that.
Kind of up against the time here. We got 3 more. Sorry, can't get to everybody, but Claire B., George Diaz, Paul Newberry.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Over the twists and turns of the car and whatnot, and the way people have raced, have you got better? Have you gotten better and then worse and then better and then worse, or up and down with it all? Where are you at now in the back and forth of it all?
Well, we haven't. I haven't. As far as how Talladega's went, yeah, definitely. Feel like I'm waiting on something good to happen. I don't think that. I've made too many bad decisions, I suppose. I really don't look back over each race and go, man, this is exactly where I went wrong, or so I don't take account or take a record of everything, but I feel like we haven't got the job done, and this is a place where I feel like I should know what I'm doing and shouldn't be able to go out there and get a great result every time. And so every time you show up, you're thinking that this might be the weekend that you get it kind of turned around and put things back in the right direction. But hasn't been going great here. As great as I want it to go here lately. We've torn up a lot of cars and been frustrated most times when we leave here. But I still come back as confident and excited about the opportunities as ever, and that's the way we feel this weekend. The package changes a lot, and you got to adapt. And maybe I haven't adapted as well to some of the packages, or maybe, I'm, just not making the right decisions. You got to make all the right decisions in the draft to put yourself in a position to win, and I haven't been doing that to win these races here, but. My confidence and my determination has not changed a bit. But yeah, I think you got to adapt, and I don't think I've adapted as well as I've needed to the way this package needs to be ran. and but I'm gonna stay open-minded to that and try to do a good job this weekend of putting the car where it needs to be and making better decisions that put me in position to have a shot at it. I just want to have a shot at it. You know, we haven't really even done that. Every time we've had these late restarts, we've been in the back or outside the top 10, or you know, just things haven't gone the way we need them to go at the end of these races to have a shot and be up close to the front to make a move at the last few laps, and that's the goal this weekend.
Let's go over here to George. Over your right there, Dale.
Over here, Dale. George Diaz, Orlando Sentinel. You more than anybody else can relate to the whole popularity thing with Danica. Does NASCAR need her to be successful, you know, eventually at some point, in terms of her results?
I think she needs it more than NASCAR needs it. I think that for her, you know, she wants it. She wants to be successful and strives to be successful, and that's on her. You know, that comes down to whether she can get it done or not, and whether, you know, time will tell. But I don't think that the sport wins or loses either way. Obviously, I mean, if she's successful, it's a plus. But you know, no matter what happens to any of us, the sport goes on, and the health of the sport is the needle doesn't move a whole lot. You know, depending on individuals, it's really a sport of so many people and so many different drivers and so many different personalities. You move one out and put another one in. I don't think the needle moves a whole lot, no matter who we are, me or anybody.
Go ahead, Paul. Far right there, Dale.
One more right here, Dale. And the last asking about another driver as well. Jeff Gordon this year, he was commenting earlier, you know, people early in the year asking, kind of giving up on him, talking about when's he retiring, how many more years does he have left. What have you seen in him that's allowed him to sort of turn it around this year? You've been around the sport a while. Is he driving? Has he kind of got that passion and style back that maybe he had a few years ago, more in his so-called prime?
I think Jeff will tell you that he's not been as successful this year as he'd hoped, he is as determined as I've ever seen him. I've only spent a few years actually as a teammate, but I've known him for a long time, and his determination and how he goes through the process of working working a race weekend, being tenacious and trying to figure the car out and working with his crew and utilizing practice. I mean, he puts in the effort, and the desire is definitely as strong as it's always been, as far as I can tell. And I think that he's just a real talent. They're just trying to find the right combination of things to sort of get their team where it's successful every week. I think that they show the potential of that off and on, and you see them win a race here and there and have struggles from time to time. They're just trying to find that consistency. But yeah, I mean, he definitely, he's got the confidence that he's the best guy out there and wants to go out there and prove that every week. And I see that in him and his demeanor and his body language every week. So, I like having him as a teammate because of that, because of his determination.
Dale, thank you for coming in, and
Thank
good
you.
luck this weekend, okay?
All right.
Thank you.